Hey, how we doing? We live? And that's good here. Yeah, I'm 2 minutes on time. I get this from my mum, which I'm really pleased. My mum was great with timekeeping. She passed it on to me. So big up all the mums out there who are always on time and taught their sons how to be on time. So we're going to start officially at 8 o'clock in 2 minutes. Right. This is probably the most comfortable I've ever been on the stream. I've got my fireplace here. Well, it's an electric fire. I've got my new chair. You've probably seen it in my videos, my new orange chair. And I'm like a king on my live stream. So I hope everyone's doing well. Let's make sure the chat room's working today. I've got some good questions to ask you guys. And obviously you've got the opportunity to ask me any questions on dating, relationships, and social anxiety. So just make sure the chat's working. Can one of you just comment on the chat so I know that it's working? Because yeah, this happens a lot with YouTube. I say this a lot on my oh, that's great. Excellent. I always feel really relieved when the first person comments on the stream because that's when I know we can get this thing ahead. How you doing, Fred Blogs? Yeah, I'm good. So yeah, today I hope everyone's doing well during this continuous continuous difficult time for everyone with what's been going on. I'm kind of getting bored of talking about COVID-19, but we'll have a good time today. So yeah, the theme of the talk is I've got a lot of experience, and I guess it's for you guys and girls to prize that knowledge out of me because I've got so much knowledge. It's sometimes hard to think of what to talk about. So it's better if I do a Q&A and then people can ask me questions, and then if I've got the answer, I'll give it to you and help you out. But yeah, dating would be a good theme today. We can go off topic, of course, like on all the live streams. We got boxing. We can talk about films and other things like that. But yeah, I know dating is something that a lot of people need help with on this channel. So with the experience I've got, it's a pleasure to share it with people. So let us know how you're doing, Alexander. So let us know how you guys are getting on, where you're tuning in from today. There's a lot to speak on. Okay, let's start off with this question, right? You know what's crazy? Good to see you, man. I can't get a girlfriend. We're going to talk about that. So look, I picked up the paper today, right? And randomly, do you know what was written on the paper? I wrote this, but obviously I wrote this ages ago. I forgot. I don't know if you can see that. I'll try and show it to you at the top. You can see that. It says, the biggest excuse in human history, exclamation marks, is I don't have time. It's really weird when you read your own comment. It was like I read it and it kind of smacked me in the face, and I was like, there's a lot of truth in that. Hey Martin from Germany, how you doing? Good to see you. Hey Coco, I'm going to get your questions going. Don't worry, guys. We're going to get into it. All right, I'll tell you what, right? I'll get into the questions straight away. I've got some questions for you guys, right? You can answer in your own time because I know it takes time on these live streams. It does usually take me about 10, 15 minutes to get warmed up. It's not really nervousness or shyness. It's probably more I just got to get out of my head, right? Because of a lot of time in isolation and with all my experience, it still takes me, good to see you, Shane. It takes me a few minutes, about 10 minutes just to kind of get into a flow. And then I haven't really got to second guess myself. So the question is, good to see you, mate. Good to see you, Ozma. My question is, what's your guys' thoughts on the vaccine? What's your thoughts on that? I'm curious to know. Personally, for me, I never like the idea of injections or vaccines, right? Unless I have to have it, unless it's, really life, we all got to take it to save our lives, then I don't mind doing it. But I don't really like the idea of needles going into my arms and bodies and stuff. I think it's an injection, right? So I don't really like the idea of a vaccine personally, right? But yeah, I wanted to see what you guys thought about it. Just get your ideas. I'm not going to start ranting and shouting and being conspiratorial. I don't really feel like doing that at the moment, but people are welcome to share their opinions. I was just thinking about it today because there's a lot of talk on it, right? There's so much negative stuff going on around the world at the moment. And I do it naturally. I try and, well, in every video, I'm always really talking about positive things, but sometimes you've got to deal with these things in life. You've got to talk about them. They're going on. I think it's not trustworthy. That's interesting. My second question for you guys is, what's your thoughts on Tinder? I did do a video on it, right? I did do a video, so you can answer that question. I've got another question for you guys as well is, what's your thought on boxers fighting YouTubers? Or sorry, YouTubers fighting world champions? So you got Logan Paul fighting Floyd Mayweather. What are your thoughts on that? The vaccine doesn't protect you from the virus, apparently. It only lessens the effects. I'd be happy to have the vaccine, James says. I think I do. I want to be on the right side of history. Fair enough. I don't want grandkids reading Granddad Shirt to Needle. Ha ha, fair enough. I get where the anxiety about it comes from. I just want to say as well, James, I appreciate your email. I responded. And I just wanted to say, right, I don't want any of you to take it personal. If you ever reach out to me and you want to help me or you want to do something with me, I usually always turn it down and I'll explain why, right? Because I don't want people to be hurt or upset. At the moment, I'm not working anyway, this current situation, right? I plan on getting back to work in the very near future, right? But that's another story. But over the years, a lot of people will reach out to me and say, Johnny, I've got a great business idea, or I want to help your business, or I want to help your YouTube channel. And it's just the way I am. I like working on my own. It probably comes down to I don't trust people very easily, if I'm being honest, right? I love you guys. You guys are great, right? So it's not like, oh, I don't trust anyone. No, I'm not that paranoid. But when it comes to dealing with business and things like that, from my experience, I work better alone, right? I can work in a team. If I need help, I'll be the first one to ask if I need help, or if I was, you know, get to a point again where if I needed people to come on board, I would ask. But the best way any of you can help me, the best way you could help me is by what you're doing now, you know, tuning into the channel, subscribing to the channel, liking the videos, sharing, commenting. But you're not obliged to do that, obviously. So I really do appreciate your email today, James, and I received it really kindly. And well done for those of you that have got the courage to reach out and email me. Because in life, if you don't ask people, then you're not going to get anywhere in life. So it's not a rejection. I'm not rejecting anyone. I ask as well. When I first started out with my business, I emailed all of the dating coaches that were famous, and they all rejected me, right? But it was the best thing that ever happened to me because what I did was I figured out how to do things myself. But maybe in the future, right? Remember, they say this in sales, in business. Sometimes no does mean no, but sometimes no doesn't mean forever. It just means not right now. So at the moment, I'm okay with, you know, as I said, um, I'm not working anyway, so I'm not really financially driven at the moment, although I will be in the future. So yeah, much appreciated. Oh, we've got good questions coming in. Okay. John Jones says I've every confidence in the vaccine. See, this is what I want to start doing more of, right? Not just being taking sides, letting people have their opinion. Okay. John says needless needles work worse than they actually are. Oh no, they look worse than they actually they do all right. Yeah, that's a good point. I had a fear of needles growing up. When I was in hospital in 2017, I did have to have one, and it wasn't that bad. But I don't like them. Right. I think Floyd Mayweather will win against Logan Paul. They will try to make it a contest for the fans. That's interesting. Anyone with an open mind can watch David Icke. He predicted current events in March 2020 and was later banned from YouTube. Yeah, I know a lot about that. How do you stay motivated when your mindset changes from day to day? That's a fantastic question. That's a great question, and it's not an easy question to answer. I think, right, there's many ways, but off the top of my head, I think, yeah, I've always got a pen and paper ready, Lesbos. Good man, look, I've got the paper here and I've got the pen here. So I'm questioning you guys are questioning me. We're gonna have a lot of fun today. We're gonna have a good laugh. And by the way, right, the reason why I'm doing these streams at the moment is for morale. It's to have a laugh. It's to help us out because we're all going through a difficult time. Most of us are. It helps me to do this. It helps others. So I think every time we do these and we talk, we're all successful, as far as I'm concerned, because we're all helping each other, and it's great. Good to see you, Benny. I hope you're well. Happy New Year, mate. Um, okay, to answer your question, I think motivation, like I said before, is about passion. You have to find something that you're passionate about, something that will something that you won't change your mindset on. So what I mean by that is when you find something that you love doing, you're not gonna love it today and then tomorrow you'll be like, I don't like it. It's not gonna be like that. But that's for you to figure out. So you got to do some searching, some soul searching to figure that out. But it's a great question, and it's a question that I could answer, but it will take me another 3 hours, right? And we only got a certain amount of time here. Thanks, Benny. I appreciate that. I appreciate your giving us your time and your videos are on point. Thanks, Jeremy. I appreciate you guys as well. Wicked man. Hi, Johnny. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you, Wicked man. I appreciate it, mate. So, motivation is about passion. You have to find something that you love doing that is rewarding. At the moment, I think it's a great idea investing. I'm not interested in doing it at the moment, but in the future, you never know. But yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I'm just not currently doing that at the moment. But yeah, that's great. No, yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. You're welcome. I got 5 on it, and like I said, I got 5 on it. You know, there's many things that you can do, but I've given you the best of what I can give you right now, and that's to find your passion. Because we've all got to make ourselves do things that we don't like doing, but ultimately, from what I've learned with success and motivation, and when I've been successful and I've helped others, when you enjoy doing something and you're very passionate about it, the motivation comes as a result. Never too late to change your life. You're never too late to change your life. If I'm honest, I'm unsure about the vaccine. I did a flu jab back in October and had a horrible reaction for 4 days. Yeah, that's the thing that worries me with these things. What's going into your body? What are the negative effects? You're taking a vaccine to protect yourself against a virus, but I'm always concerned that that vaccine might cause illnesses yeah, but I'm not an expert on this, so I'm a bit on. I wouldn't say I'm on the fence, but I'm more reluctant to have it. I don't really want it, but if I have to have it and it's proven and it saves lives and works and everyone does it, then I guess yeah, whatever. Yeah, I'm not fancying the book at the moment, Lesbos. I'm not really passionate at the moment about the books, but I appreciate the recommendation with the film Midnight Cowboy. I really enjoyed it. It's a really good film. It's a bit strange, but it's fantastic acting. I recommend that film, guys. Lesbos recommended to me some time back, and I really enjoyed it. It's unique. You'll have to watch it. I'm not going to go into it for people, but it's a classic. Dustin Hoffman and oh man, how can I forget the guy's name? Angelina. I can't believe it. My John Voight, right? John Voight. He was a great actor. He was in Heat. He's young in He's young in Midnight Cowboy. Your immune system is capable of building a response to any virus as long as you're not lacking in. Fair enough. Yeah, I don't like that either, wicked man. I don't like the emotional blackmail from the government and the media. Be wary of. Yeah, yeah, you have to. Obviously, I think people are wise enough today. Oh, that's interesting. You work in a hospital. I didn't know that. If you can get a vaccine, I'd get it because once you get the second vaccine, you're 95% protected. I work at a hospital and I was able to get it sooner than most. Oh, great. We've got someone who's had it. So, oh, that's positive. That's good to hear. You know what I mean? That's kind of reassuring. Hey, Johnny. Hi, guys. How you doing? Welcome and thanks for tuning in. So that's good to know. That's why sometimes I hold back on my opinion and unless I know what I'm talking about, and if I don't know what I'm talking about, like today, I will ask people who do know and do some research. But sometimes you've got to go with your gut instinct. But yeah, for those of us that I know that Manny Pacquiao was apparently frightened of needles. I was growing up. One of my biggest fears was injections. Probably I'll have to do a video about that. My whole history of it. I have faced it and had them. It's gotten a bit easier. I've got to go for a blood test or just a checkup soon, and it's an injection, so it's another fear to face. My brother is buying gold soon as I don't trust the way the world's going. The economy could crash. That's great. We've got some investors here. We've got all types of different talented people, which is great. Bitcoin, gold. I didn't know about that. Did a doctor die from taking the vaccine? It was in American news. Didn't know about that. That's the thing with these things is sometimes you got to know the full story. But yeah. Anyway, guys, moving on. Right. We've kind of covered that. Right. Let's go on. No, I don't blame you, brother, for thinking that. I don't blame people. I'm quite open-minded because what's going on at the moment is it's kind of crazy. I keep waking up thinking, how did we get to this point? Right, moving on. Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua. I did a video on this, right? A lot of people got upset with me, right? I mean, I didn't take it personal, but it's just my opinion, and I believe Tyson Fury beats Anthony Joshua every day of the week. But again, it's a matter of opinions. I do appreciate everyone who commented on the video, even if you didn't agree with me at the end of the day. I'm not taking it that serious. And like I said, it's not about being biased because Anthony Joshua is a great fighter. You can't deny that. Nothing against him. But I just think Tyson Fury is a much better boxer. The same way I think Lennox Lewis is a better boxer than Joshua. But at this rate, we don't know if the fight's going to happen. So the fight might not even happen with what's going on. I mean, it's going to happen at some point, but I'm not sure if it's going to happen this year. But anyway, what's you guys' opinions? If you haven't commented on my video already, a lot of you probably seen it. Who do you think wins out of Tyson Fury and Joshua, and how do you think they win and why? I did a whole breakdown on that. Would I bet on Fury? I don't really gamble, to be honest, Shane. I'm not like, uh, yeah, I don't really gamble money and stuff. So I wouldn't bet money, but I will have a verbal bet, and I've already betted. I've said my opinion on the video. I think Fury wins. I was never convinced by Joshua. I think Wilder could beat him. I agree. I think Deontay Wilder could knock out Tyson Fury. I'm back in Tyson Fury. I think his style is unique. Yeah. But like I said, at the end of the day, it's it's not about you don't have to like hate people because you don't agree on which boxer wins. People go overboard sometimes, boxing fans. they get hateful and nasty, and I'm not going to get like that. It's just a sport at the end of the day. And I know people get passionate. I got very passionate, but at the end of the day, it's not like personal. You know what I mean? It's not. We're not going to lose money, guys. I mean, I don't think anyone in this chat is related to either boxer. So, as a fan, you just appreciate, you go for who you wants to win, and if you disagree, well, we disagree. We don't have to fall out and not be friends because because one of us thinks one boxer's going to win. Cheers, Jeremy. Thanks for the update. Yeah, that's what I said in the video. If you want to go and see that video, check it out. I'm not going to repeat because I've already done like a 20-minute on all my reasons why I think Fury beats Joshua, and I think he stops him within 10 rounds. But watch the video and leave your comments. If you disagree, then that's fair enough, because you've got a right to disagree. If you believe Joshua wins, then that's fine. You've got to speak your mind. But yeah, I wouldn't fall out with friends or people because we've got different opinions on a boxing match. It's just not. It's just silly. And if Joshua did beat Fury, I would I would be man enough to say I was wrong. Joshua won. Well done. The better man won the fight. You know. So we've covered that. Anyway, next question. What's the best film you guys have seen since the whole lockdown? And I'd like to know, because it'd be a film. Maybe you could recommend me a film. What is not the best film you've seen in your life, but the best film you've seen since lockdown this past year? Has it been now? Let us know in the chat. I think one of the best films I've seen in lockdown, that's Midnight Cowboy was really good. That's probably one of them. But I think the best film I saw was actually No Country for Old Men. That's been the best film that I've seen throughout this lockdown. That film's brilliant. If any of you haven't seen it, I thought that was. Then again, it's hard because I watch Heat again, and I thought Heat is incredible. Well, they're the three films I can think of that I enjoy in lockdown: Heat, Midnight Cowboy, and No Country for Old Men. Just unbelievable, powerful stories. Right. Well, a series, yeah. Serpent was a good one, dark, based on true events. All right. Well, series that I watched that were great. I watched Breaking Bad. I know that's been out for years, right? I'd never seen it. Then I watched Cobra Kai. I watched Ozark. Watched a lot of series, and I watched what other series did I watch? Can't remember now. I think that's it. No, Daredevil was brilliant as well. Okay, moving on. Now we can get into some questions on dating, guys. If you've got any questions at the moment, you know what? One of the most annoying things that people do, right? Again, none of us are perfect, right? And maybe some of you might have done this, and even I might have done it, but it's annoying. Why do people do this? It's like if someone asks you if you've got a girlfriend or if you say you're single, people say, why? And when you think about it, it's such a stupid thing to say to someone. Like, what? If someone says they're single, why do you say to them, why are you single? When you think about it, it's kind of stupid. It doesn't make sense because it's almost you're assuming that being single is a disease or being single makes you like, I don't know. It's a weird reaction. I think people do it because it's just programming. Think about that for a second, right? We're in a conversation and you say, I'm single at the moment. And then I respond with, why are you single? It's just like it's not the right response. It's annoying when people do that. And it annoys me when people do it to me. They're like, why are you single? And it's like, oh, you're trying to make me feel like I'm stupid or I'm a failure or I can't get a woman or something's wrong with me. And it's like if I was to react like this, and I wouldn't because I don't want to be a dick or But if I said, all right, that was funny, but if I said to you, if someone said that to me, right, I wouldn't do this, right? I've got class. But if someone said to me, why are you single? And I said, how many women have you dated in your life? How many beautiful women? And they were like, oh, um, one, or why are you asking? And I said, well, I've dated like loads of beautiful women, like probably more than 20, more than 30. That's just a rough figure, but loads. They would hate that. They'd probably hate me for saying that. They'd think I was arrogant. They'd probably feel jealous. So I wouldn't say it. So when you're asking me, when you're saying to me, when you're questioning why I'm single, it's almost like you're questioning, you're trying to attack you're trying to have an attack on me, basically. So don't say that. When someone says, it's terrible social skills, because it can be for any reason, it's just a dumb question. And it's funny, people don't, when you're single, they say why. But when you're dating someone, it's going, well, no, people are not happy for you. I don't get it. It doesn't make sense. It's different if you was asking, if someone was going to a dating coach, like people come to me when I was a dating coach and say, Johnny, I'm single and excuse me, I'm single and I don't like being single and I want to get a relationship. Why am I not able to get a relationship? That's different. Then I can say, well, this is the reason why. This is what I think. But when you're in a conversation with someone and they're asking you, are you in a relationship or are you married now? And then you say no, and they're like, why are you not married? Why have you got a family? It's like, it's none of your fucking business, man. It's none of your business. Like when you're asking me from that type of place, it's just like you're just being negative. So I thought of that today. I wanted to get that out. Let's answer the questions. Um, and you guys are taking the piss today, man. You guys never surprise me with your jokes. And what you feel like saying is, you know, it's like me saying this. I'm not going to say it, right? If someone says to me, "Well, why are you single?" It's like, because I had a mental breakdown. How's that for an answer? I had a mental breakdown and I was in a mental hospital. And before that, I was probably the most successful, one of the most successful guys in the world when it came to women. I dated beautiful women from around the world. How's that for a fucking answer? How would you like that? And that's actually the truth. But I wouldn't say that because I'm not like a show off or not someone that is. I don't see myself as arrogant, and I wouldn't want to. I wouldn't do that to someone else. I wouldn't say to someone, if someone told me I'm single, I just will listen to them and go, okay, is it? But I won't comment on it. I won't go, why are you single? Like in a judgmental way. It's stupid. It's dumb. Don't say that to someone because when someone says that, a lot of the times when people are single, they might not feel good about it, or they might be going, or maybe you just things happen in life. You had a breakup. So yeah. I don't know how to get that out today. I'm single because deep down I don't really love myself. When someone points it out, it basically putting the mirror on the truth in us. Okay, fair enough. That was your opinion. I watched Cobra Kai recently. I wanted to talk about it with you. The acting is super. I love Cobra Kai. I absolutely love. I did a video on it, man. If I do a video about something, guys, that means I love it. But hopefully you're getting a lot of we're enjoying this. Let me know today if this is cheering you up, right? I've got a new intro. How do you guys like it, right? We're gonna have a good laugh, right? Because if we take life too serious, we're just gonna suffer more and more, right? So this is my new introduction. This is on my videos, right? Hey guys and girls, welcome to the video. Sorry, I know I'm in a funny mood today. And I'm not drunk or anything. I'm drinking 7 Up. I don't know why I'm laughing. I think it's a release from the stress of everything, right? It's good to laugh. You guys are great company. Welcome to the video. I can't even say it. It says, welcome to the video. If you like what you see and you like what you hear, please subscribe. Do you know why that makes me laugh? Is because I don't know, man. It's a crazy world. I just watched Indiana Jones Temple of Doom last night. It was amazing. Oh, that's a classic, man. Did you ever watch? No, it's not Nerves. It's not Nerves. I'm having a laugh. I'm having a good time. No, I haven't seen Stella Street. What's that like? Lesbos, any good? People need to mind their own damn business. I agree. I'm single because I'm dating the worst person in the world. Yeah, I mean, The real answer to that is anyone can fall single in their life. You know, it's not a failure, because if I look at my life from my early 20s, I was constantly dating, you know, and there was periods where I was in a relationship for 4 years. So I was in a long-term relationship. So it's almost like when someone doesn't, especially when someone doesn't know you, if someone doesn't know you and they meet you and then you say you're single, they might think in their head, oh, he has problems, he can't get a girlfriend, or he's this, he's a loser, he's this or that. And it's like, you don't know me, you don't know me to have, you know, to say that. So yeah. Am I a fan of American football? No, no, I'm not a fan, to be honest. I'm sorry to hurt anyone's feelings, but I'm just not a fan. Yeah. And the reason why I say that as well, because over the years, a lot of people have said to me they're single, and I don't say why unless they ask me. It's different if I said to someone, it's different if someone said, you know, are you going out with anyone at the moment? And I said, no, at the moment I'm single. And then I said, I'm really struggling actually, or I'm sad about that. And then they said, oh, and they gave advice. Yeah. No, I haven't seen that real still. When feeling shit, just watch Life of Brian. Always look on the bright side of life. I'm having played at my funeral, Best of the British. That sounds good. Speaking of British, I've been watching a lot of the British gangster documentaries and stuff, which are, it's a difficult one because it's fascinating and I do like them and I've watched a lot, but it can get a bit depressing too much. But it is fascinating. Some of the characters, they do make me laugh. But have you noticed that though? The same people, as I said earlier, who kind of ask you why you're single, if you told them that you were dating, you know, that you dated a string of beautiful women, or you was in a relationship with a beautiful woman, they wouldn't like it. It would make them feel insecure, right? So it comes from an insecure place when you're trying to make someone feel bad. Because I'm all about making, you know, people feel good and giving people confidence and not sticking my nose in if people don't ask for my opinion. You know, it's different when, you know, some people criticize my videos and they're like, why are you doing videos on porn addiction? And it's like, well, number one, because I want to, and it's my YouTube channel. Number two, because people ask me for help on that, and I'm able to give some help on it. And then my question to you is, why are you clicking on the video? If you don't like the topic, then you can see that it says porn addiction. So I'm not coming on your channel and I'm not knocking on your door saying, why are you watching Netflix? So why are you coming onto my YouTube channel? You're clicking on my video or our video on this platform, and you're getting upset because I'm talking about, and I'm not judging you. I'm not doing a video saying I judge people that watch porn, and they've not got the patience to sit through my video where I'm saying, look, I'm not perfect, and I've had porn addiction, and it's something that I battle with on and off, and I've beaten. So I'm giving some people some help and advice with it. That's my answer to it. Yeah, yeah, getting a girlfriend is not an easy thing to do. I've always said that on YouTube. But if you build your confidence up and you get your mind right, then you can do it, you know. And I'm someone who's done it many times and helped, as a lot of you know, many people around the world to get a girlfriend and to get their meet a wife. So yeah, for anyone who's single out there, give yourself a pat on the back. It doesn't make you a failure. Now, of course, if you're single and you're not happy being single and you want to change it, then you've got the opportunity to do that. But yeah, these things are not easy. They take work, they take patience, and you do need a little bit of luck along the way as well. Fair enough. I had a feeling today that might people might find that helpful if I say that, you know. And it's a bit like it's a weird one with me because even worse for me, right? And some of you will have this in your life where when you're a dating coach, right? I'm not a dating coach anymore, right? But I used to be. People would be like, "Well, how comes you're not married then?" It's that annoying question. It just comes from a very sort of unintelligent place. It's like you're assuming because someone is a dating expert that they should be married. Like you don't know about my life. You don't know about um you don't know if I want to be married or not. You don't know. You don't know. You're just assuming. It's ignorance, and it's almost like you're saying, "Well, you can't be a good dating coach if you're not married." Because, but then I could answer and say to you, "Well, a lot of people have got married because of my dating advice, so it can't be shit." And if it was that bad, and if I didn't know what I was talking about, why have many people that watch my videos or clients that I worked with over the years, why have they got a girlfriend? Why have they started families? It's good that they've gone further than me, and maybe I didn't want to get married. Maybe that's not my life purpose at the moment. There's more things for me to do. It just hasn't happened. So it's that annoying, terrible social skill. And these have lately, I'm going to start putting videos out on how to improve your social skills. Because some people don't know how to communicate with people. In a respectful way with common sense. And yeah, some people look. I've had some of the happiest times of my life being single. I've had some of the worst times of my life being single. I've had some of the most happiest times of my life being having a girlfriend with a girlfriend or dating a girl, and also unhappy. So it doesn't mean because you're single that you're a loser or you're a failure. You can feel like that you're in a relationship, right? So I just want to make a point of saying that I'm going to make a YouTube video on this. And the crazy thing is, it can change. Like several months ago, I didn't even announce this on YouTube. It was only because people were asking me, right? People were saying, "Have you got a girlfriend, Johnny? Have you found someone?" And I was dating someone through the COVID that I met, that I went out and approached on the street, right, in public. But I kept it private. I didn't announce it. I'm only saying it now because it's the right time to say it. But I didn't announce it to these people, and I was dating someone. And I chose to end it because the person was very nice. She's a beautiful girl. But I just didn't want it. I didn't see a future in it in the long term. So I ended it in a decent, caring, kind way. So I chose to make myself single again because I value myself and I want to be with someone that I want to be with. I'm not just going to be with someone for the sake of pleasing other people. So when someone says, "Are you with someone?" Yeah, I'm with someone. I'm not happy. I'm not doing that. I'm not living for other people's opinions. No thanks. So that would be my answer, and that might help a lot of you if you're going through something similar. But it's people's choice. Like I said, I don't walk around saying to couples, "Oh, mate, you don't look like you're happy with your girlfriend," or it's none of my business. Am I approaching now? Not really, Andy, to be honest. I would be honest with you. There's nothing out, there's no one really out to approach. It's been really quiet. Um, but yeah. And sometimes even the subscribers, I've been being serious. Sometimes even like not directly you, but you guys are nosy sometimes. You're like asking me my business all the time. And I think to myself, look, if you're looking out for me, I appreciate that, right? Because it's nice to be kind and care about someone. But if it's coming from that judgmental, nosy place, then I'm not going to tell you anything because well, I usually am private, but here I am doing a video that goes around the world. But I have to say this today and get out. How are you doing, Andy, mate? You all right? Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, relationships not perfect, and I've had a great run, man. I've met some great women in my life. I've had some long-term relationships. So it's not like you get some people. They're like, "Oh, are have you got issues?" Or what did someone say the other day? "Oh, if you're over 30 and you're not married, it means you've got issues." And it's like, well, hang on a minute. Everyone's got issues. It doesn't mean because you're over 30 and that you're not married that you've got issues. I mean, who hasn't got issues? It just, some of these societal um, ways of thinking, that they're just so shitty. They're just outdated. They're ignorant, and they're just a load of they're just annoying, really. They're annoying. I don't go asking family members that I love. I don't even do it to my own brother. I don't like, "Why are you single?" I'd never say that to my brother or to my cousin who I know has had a girlfriend and can meet. I wouldn't do it to friends. It's just a dumb thing to say. It upset me a bit. Nice one, Raymond. I appreciate that, man. It's not great in London at the moment. We're making the most of it. It's not great. Yeah, yeah, it is awkward at the moment with the mask and stuff. I mean, when I met a girl, it was I stopped it in September. We met a few months before. I don't know the exact date. Was it 6 months ago? It was when we was in lockdown, but it wasn't as strict as it is now. And there was a lot of people out that day, and I just I don't know if this is a help to anyone, but I kind of kept long distance from the lady, and she was walking, and I didn't even go up to her. I just noticed her. I thought she looked beautiful. I loved the dress, and I just wanted to give her a compliment from a distance. So I basically said out as she went by, I just went, "Oh, you look lovely, by the way." And then I kept walking, and she turned around and went, "Huh?" And she had a lovely, lovely smile, the girl, and that gave me confidence, right? Because I wasn't nervous to talk to a woman. I was nervous because of the COVID and everyone's anxiety around keeping away from everyone. So I used my social skills, right? And then she gave me such a good smile. It gave me confidence that I could. Then I walked over and then introduced myself, and then we got speaking. And I just said to her, "Look, I don't know if you're worried about the coronavirus." And she said, "I don't care about that." That's what her reaction was. She said, "It's fine, honestly." And then that made me relaxed. And then we had a lovely conversation. She started asking me questions about, about my life, about me. There we just had chemistry. Chemistry was there. The chemistry was there, right? And I was, yep, I was nervous at a point. She noticed it, and I asked her out, right, which I always encourage guys to do. Look, another thing, again, I want to make a point. There's nothing unmanly about getting nervous when you're talking to a girl. It doesn't make you weak. It doesn't make you a coward. It doesn't. You're human, but it's how you control your nerves, what you're able to do. That's the difference. Because sometimes people like to be nasty, and I've had people try and do it to, people that I've helped over the years on the videos, or you guys, or they try and judge other guys who get nervous and make fun of them. But then I feel like saying, you're making fun of that guy, right? You're being a bully or being nasty because he's nervous talking to a girl. Let's see you in that situation. Let me put you in the situation, and let's see how much balls you got. Everyone gets nervous. You're human, right? So I asked her out, and she said yes. And then it was straightforward. I texted her, and then we met up. And I'm saying it because I'm grateful that I met her. She was a great girl, and we were dating. And I just think it's a time in my life now where um, I just didn't feel ready to go into a full blown relationship, even though that's something I would like. And I think because there's a lot of things going on at the moment. But I did enjoy. We did have a really nice time together, and I messaged her asking if she was okay, wishing her well and stuff. I'm a true gentleman, I try and encourage that. Let me know if any of you are old school. I grew up in the '80s where men were encouraged to be a gentleman towards women, but also you know to be a man. None of this BS using pickup lines and tricks and all that rubbish. Apologies, guys. I went on a bit of a rant there. Let me answer your questions, but I think you guys will appreciate it. Yeah, yeah. That really annoys me. I'm very protective as well. Like I remember before, right? Who said it? When I was doing the videos with the transformation series, helping guys, right? And I've got so much respect for them, right? They're so brave, these guys, because they. And then I'd see someone, and they would stop me on the street or in a conversation, they'd be like, "Oh, I saw your student on YouTube and it's really great." And then they'll be critical and say, "Oh, but he's very nervous when he talks to women." And I'm gonna say, "Hang on a minute, mate. Hang on a minute. Like, what? Who do you think you are? Like, he's doing more than you're doing. You're trying to judge him. You're trying to judge him because you've seen him get socially nervous. Like, you're perfect. You're not God's gift. Like." I mean, we're all God's gift, but you're not perfect. And you're going on like your shit doesn't stink, like you've never got nervous. You ain't even got the bollocks to. Man. Oh, hopefully it's going to be all right. I've got. So we back. Hello. Sorry, guys, the internet, the screen froze up there. Um, yeah, I don't know what's going on. Hopefully, the internet is back again. It happens sometimes on these live streams. Again, it's not my fault and all your fault. Yeah, that's good, Martin. There's nothing wrong with doing that. Complimenting people on the street and being genuine. You're funny. You guys are jokers, man. You guys are jokers, man. Use the neighbor's Wi-Fi. No, I don't steal Wi-Fi. You guys really are something, man. I'll steal your Wi-Fi if you're not careful. But yeah, yeah, be careful on judging people that are doing something that you couldn't do, that you wouldn't have the balls to do. You know, you always get these armchair critics. But yeah, being nervous is it's normal, you know. It's every man, it's how you deal with it. It's how you're able to act when you're nervous. And you know, talking to a girl and being nervous or having anxiety is part of it. So yeah, that's kind of that's that covered. But yeah, you know, when you're single, it does give you the good thing about being single is it gives you a lot of time to achieve things in your life and do things. You know, and some of the negative things of being in a relationship, right? There's many positive is, you know, when you're in a relationship with someone, their life becomes their life, yours is theirs, and you might not have the time. You might not have the time to do as much things, and you've got someone else to care for, you know, which is a lovely thing, but it can sometimes be a burden. So there's pros and cons, you know. There's pros and cons to everything. So I don't see it like, oh, as single as being as a failure. It can also be a nice time to rest. But it can change, you know. Some of you guys or any of us, anyone can be single today and you can fall in love tomorrow and then you're not single no more. Yeah, of course, anxiety and depression's gone off at the moment. I mean, that's obvious with what's been going on, the pressure and the stress, which is why it's good that we do these live streams and have a laugh and be social and be encouraging, because otherwise, you know, people are going to go out of their mind. How do I feel about watching my earlier first videos? You've changed a lot in a year. Um, how I feel about it, I don't know. I don't really feel anything about it. I just think it's as long as I'm hopefully being a better person and, you know, growing up and stuff. Yeah, as long as I'm improving and making a good example for others, that's how I feel about it. But I haven't noticed the change as much in a year. Maybe you've noticed it. I've noticed it from years ago. My opinion on dating apps in this situation. I've done a video on that, right? And I'd like you to refer to that video. I've uploaded it because it saves me time explaining it now, so I can cover some more questions. So I've did a whole video on Tinder. I gave my views on online dating and apps, and I asked people to give their opinion as well. Being in lockdown, what advice would you give on not boring a woman as we're having to rely on texting? Do you know what, Shane? I'm going to give you the best advice right now. This is the best advice I can give you at this moment. Best thing you can do if you don't bore a woman is do a video chat. I'm telling you, it's the way forward. I started doing it a while ago. Your relationships, your relationships will improve with women if you speak via Skype, WhatsApp video call. When you can see someone, the way obviously you guys can see me, I can't see you, but I can still see all of you. Though the eyes are watching. No, honestly, it's much better than texting. So ask the girl, you know, let's go on. Yes, let's talk on the video, and that will improve dramatically. That's all I've got to say on that. Dating apps are a total waste of time. I agree with you. I somewhat agree with you, but I'm open minded with that because obviously there's going to be some people who are going to disagree, and that's great. If it's worked out for you, then I'm happy for you. But that's what I kind of said in this video. You know, I kind of I kind of sat on the fence, but I kind of didn't. I said that dating apps is not something that I do personally, but I think people should do it if it's the only option at the moment, and if it can help someone to meet a girlfriend or meet someone, then there's nothing wrong with doing it. But under normal circumstances, I would never really recommend it. I think it's better face value meeting people in person. I've always preferred that. Yeah, call a girl up the old school way when men were men. Phone the girl up so she can hear your voice, you can hear our voice, or even better now than the phone call. You know, the 2020 to 2021 phone call is no longer the days of, hello, how are you doing? It's this now. It's streaming, a video, live stream. So go live with the girl, and then you can build a better connection. And you can do some texting in between that as well. I'll make a video on that. I've been doing that a lot in the last since 2017. Since 2017 to 2021, I've been speaking to girls, or a girl I've been dating, via video call. Of course, I do WhatsApp texting as well. I'm not a great fan of it, but the video is the best. Johnny seems to have disappeared. Have I disappeared? Can you guys not see me? Are you guys kidding me? Have I disappeared? You guys are messing my head now. I'm worried that you can't see me on the screen. I can see me. Are you sure? Oh, let me lay down my back. Refresh. You can't. Are you guys joking? You can't see me. Oh, you guys are taking the mick, man. You guys had me, man. You guys are piss takers. I thought, I thought you couldn't see me. I was ready to switch the stream off. If you guys want me to go now, just say and I'll go. I see an umbrella. You're good, man. You guys are nosy, man. I've got to be careful, you guys. You can see an umbrella, yep. Yeah, I'm going to start doing a lot more videos on this channel on dating. I'm starting to realize that most people are interested in the dating stuff. Yeah, I can now. Lesbos, if you've got any recommendations of any good films, you've got good taste in films. I appreciated that. Give us a shout, guys. Don't go hard. No, we're going to stay on. We've had a good number today. We had 27 people on, and I'm going to build up this stream, because when I was doing these the other week, it was like 10, 14. When you start getting 25 people on, that's a good number, and that will keep growing. I've had 27. So really appreciate all of you coming on today, and I'm going to go to bed now, guys. All right, good night. I'll tell you what, guys. I'm just going to get a quick drink. Right, let's just have a 30-minute break. Right, 30 seconds, just to get some. I don't know why I'm in such a gig. Actually, why am I saying that? It's good to be in a good mood. I'm in a good mood today. I've done a bit of ranting. You guys are great, and I'm laughing. And it's not a nervous thing. It's not nerves. It's therapy. It's a relief. It's a relief. So I'm just going to get some drink, not alcohol, soft drink. Anyone want anything from the fridge? Okay. Let's do this, right? Oh, great. We've got 28 on here. Give yourself a pat on the back if you're on the stream today. You've become part of something. You become. Oh, I'm laughing. You become part of something very beautiful and very good looking. That was a joke, by the way. It's a total joke. That was a joke. Now you. I don't know what's happening to me today. It's good, man. It's good to laugh. I think it's you guys. The joke that made me laugh, it did break me, was the one about using the neighbour's Wi-Fi. I don't know why. No, I've got lemonade, man. I'm not drinking a beer. Look, again, right? Why am I doing it? I just realized it. Another conditioned thing, right? As soon as the question of alcohol comes in, everyone does it. I just caught myself doing it. We always say, no, I'm not drinking alcohol, or I don't drink regularly, or I only drink sick, Look, guys, right? There's a quick promotion for these guys. By the way, if you come onto my stream and you didn't hit like, nah, you should be really ashamed of yourself, man. I wouldn't come into your house, right? Come into your house. I've got good manners. I was brought up the right way. And I wouldn't just walk in your front room with my shoes on and go in your cupboards and your fridge. I wouldn't do that without permission. The least you can do is hit that like button. We've got 26 people on my stream and only 16 people have liked. It's terrible, man. What's the world coming to? You guys are killing me, man. You guys better stop, man. You guys are on fire today. I thought that was a bottle of Dettol for a minute. Oh, man. It's good to laugh. But yeah, well, now this is the problem now. This used to happen when I was younger. I'm trying to be serious and I'm going to keep laughing again. Watch Collateral with Jamie Foxx and Tom Cruise. That's a wicked film. I'm going to watch that again, man. Cheers for that, Andy. 17 now, pal. Now watch this fight. Remember I said about annoying things, guy? Never say to someone, when someone says they're 17, don't say the common thing. Don't say something like, oh, you're so young. You've still got so much to learn. Just don't say that. That's going to annoy him. Don't say anything. Just go, okay, cool. You're 17. That's cool. That's the best response. Don't say to someone, why are you single? And please, God, never say to a man, why are you not working? Oh my God, that will upset him. I've got another film recommended, Johnny. Southern Comfort in the 80s. Oh, sorry, I thought 17. Oh, 17, like, so I thought you said you're 17. All fun and games today. You guys are cracking me up, man. I'm going to check it, man. I'm going to check out Southern Comfort, an 80s film. Okay. Nice one. Well, today we're getting some Western comfort because I'm coming at you. I'm coming at you guys from the West, and I'm giving you a lot of comfort. Such a bad joke, man. That was a really bad joke. Right, it's joke time, man. Okay, I got a joke for you guys. Right, this is one of the old school ones, and the older generation used to say this when he was younger. There was a guy, right, and he was pissing up the wall. He was weeing up the wall, and he was doing it on the street, right. And a police officer walks by and stops him, and he says, "Hey," he says, "you do realize he said that's against the law." And the guy turns around and he says, "No, it's not, officer. It's against the law." These are some pretty bad jokes. They were funny back in the days. Do you get it? He's weeing up the wall, and the officer says that's against the law. He says, "No, it's not. It's against the wall." I don't recommend it. Another joke. Every time I speak, my balls move. That's why I speak a load of bollocks. I love that joke. Tough crowd. You guys are jokers. What's this stand-up comedy live stream? Okay. If only my auntie had bollocks, she'd be my uncle. What's a lorry driver's favorite biscuit? I got no idea. I'm waiting for the answer. It's joke time. It's Saturday live time. You're going to see how much jokes you guys got now. James says, Johnny, what do you call a Russian man with 3 balls? No idea. Taco bar. Wagon wheel. Okay, that's fine. I like wagon wheels, by the way. Jam or no jam? Who likes wagon wheels, a jam or no jam? You've been going monk mode. Yeah, I've got a dressing gown on, by the way, guys. It's a great invention. Every man should get one. My mum got me this. She recommended it. I was a bit reluctant back in the day. I'm telling you, man. Only the real G's, only the goats wear dressing gowns, man. This keeps you warm. No, I haven't seen that, Shane. I haven't seen that one. I've watched a lot of Tyson stuff. Yeah, I've got to get the slippers in. You're right. That's the next thing. I've got the slippers. I've got the I've got my jeans on today, but I've got these pajama bottoms. So we're getting there. Okay, I'll have a look at it, Shane. Nice one, mate. And a pipe. I think it's a bit early for that, but you never know. But yeah, like I said, man, I think a lot of guys, again, it's understandable because it can be tough dating, right? It really can be tough at any point. But I think you've a lot of it comes down to common sense and facing your fears and improving your social skills. And the question with the texting, that's one of the benefits of the technological advancement of today, right? Even though it's probably messing most of our minds up, but you can do a video chat with a girl or anyone. It's a lot better, because then that way you haven't got to second guess what you're writing or, worry about texting the wrong thing or overthinking too much or, it's much better at face value. Yeah, yeah, John. Mike Tyson had was petrified before he had his fights. Tyson Fury versus a prime Mike Tyson. I've got to go with Fury on that one, right? But I'm sure a lot of people are going to disagree. And I really, obviously, Tyson he was an animal, like in his prime, but he had a very short prime though. In that short period, yeah, he could knock out anyone. But I just think Fury's too big for him. It's almost, in a sense, it's unfair because in Tyson's era, the heavyweights were big, but today they're giants. So it's almost, you could argue it's a bit of an unfair advantage for Fury because he's close to 7 foot. Mike Tyson's about 5'11". But I'm not 100% on that though, because Tyson could have knocked out anyone. But I think Tyson Fury would be too big for him. I think he would have Tyson Fury would have just tied him up and beat him on the jab, and he might have won in a kind of ugly way. Not too much, to be honest, Benny. Not too much. It's not really. I'm not really that passionate about it at the moment. I was doing some a few months ago, and I was seeing a girl, but there's nothing. There's not much to do. There's no one really out, so it's not really possible if we're in London. A fight I'd be more interested to see, to be honest, is Tyson Fury. It ain't going to be Tyson Fury versus Lennox Lewis. That would have been a fight that's really hard to predict, man. I would have probably said Lennox Lewis if I'm being honest, because Lewis is a big man and he could really box, but probably would lean towards Tyson Fury again on that one, as Tyson Fury he's still evolving, but it's not a foregone conclusion. I think I think Lennox Lewis is unquestionably one of the best heavyweights of all time. I was a big Lewis fan. Yeah, different league, Lennox Lewis. He's. It's almost weird to say that Lewis is underrated. The real boxing fans know. How long have I been coaching for? I don't know the exact time, and I don't know. And what made me decide to teach others? Teachers are born, not made. I was always helping people when I was younger at school, so it's part of my personality. To get into helping people, and I was very good at it. So that's why I did it. And some of it was a bit of luck as well and things. Oh, that's a great one, but the weights are too big. Tyson against Kawasaki, Tyson's too big for him, right? But if we had to, kind of doing it like a, you know, it would be a great fight because Joe Calzaghe is one of my favorite fighters, but Fury is too big for him. So, you know, Joe Calzaghe was a super middleweight, light heavyweight. Its size difference is too big. I did watch it. I did watch the Ryan Garcia, Luke Campbell. It was a great fight. It was a great fight, and I was impressed by Ryan Garcia's power, and I was impressed by Luke Campbell. Man, I thought that was a great. When he put Garcia down, I thought he was going to knock him out. I think he should have pressed it, but Ryan Garcia is. What can you say, man? That was a devastating body shot. Got to give him credit. He's looking like he's going to be a star in the making. But I would like to see him fight Tank Davis, and I personally think that Tank Davis will knock out Ryan Garcia. But again, I'm not certain. I might do a video on that. We've got 30 people on the stream. That's good to see. If you like what you see and you like what you're hearing, then hit that like button. If you don't like what you see and what you're hearing, then let me know in the box below. Maybe we can talk you through it and help you to see sense. Oh, great matchup. I'm going to go Marvin Hagler, man. I can't bet against Marvin Hagler. Me and my brother have talked about that. I think Hagler beats all these guys. Hagler was he's too strong, too tough, too fit. Golovkin is a beast. You can't really criticize Golovkin, but Marvin Hagler's on a different level to these guys. Even though sometimes that's the thing about boxing. People will say, "Oh, of course the guys today will beat the guys back then because things evolve," but it's not always like that. You can't always say that, because that's like saying, you know, some of the guys today at welterweight could beat Tommy Hearns and Sugar Ray Leonard and Marvin Hagler and Duran. It's just not going to happen. That era of those welterweights and middleweights they're better than most of the guys today. They're fitter, they're stronger, and they didn't have all the supplements. So you can't always. It's not always a science, you know, within fighting, that just because someone was from the 70s or the 80s that they wouldn't have beaten someone who is in the millenniums. It's not always like that in boxing. There's exceptions, and that era was different. So great question, Shane. That's why I say Marvin Hagler for me would beat Golovkin. He just would outfight him, and they both have granite chins. Canelo's on another level. Again, Canelo is special. What can you say? You can't really do. How can you fault Canelo? He's unbelievable. He really is. He's just going through everyone like butter, man. He's just going up and down weight divisions, destroying people. Canelo could have boxed in any era. He's special. Mayweather, Canelo, Manny Pacquiao. These types of fighters are special. They are on an elite level. They are 5%. They're 5% of most boxers. Even world champions are not on their level. So, you know, you've got British level, European level, world level, and then you've got the different category, which is small, elite level, and those guys are on that level. Calzaghe versus Froch. I'm going to make a video on that. Joe Calzaghe every day of the week. Carl Froch, he would have destroyed Carl Froch. Joe Calzaghe, too much boxing ability, too fit, too fast, too much timing, too much for Carl Froch. And I know there's going to be a counter argument. Oh, but Carl Froch is tough. Yeah, he's tough. He is tough, and he could knock Calzaghe out. No, he couldn't. Calzaghe never got knocked out in his career. Bernard Hopkins couldn't knock him out. Roy Jones couldn't knock him out. Chris Eubank couldn't knock him out. These are big punchers. What makes you think it's foregone conclusion? I'm going to do a video on that one. I do love that. Calzaghe Froch. Yeah, Canelo had too much Mexican beef. Well, I'll tell you what, man. Whatever they're putting in that beef, it's giving him a lot of power. Unfortunately, you know, this is the thing, right? There's a lot of drugs in boxing, man. I mean, I think naive people won't know that. So yeah, Canelo got caught, and I didn't like that, right? But at the end of the day, I think a lot of these guys are using drugs, and I suppose it's not nice. I hate cheating. I hate cheats. I don't like cheating. But if they're all taking drugs, then I suppose it's equal, isn't it? At the end, this is the argument, yeah. steroids can't make you a good, like steroids can't make you a good boxer. From what I haven't taken steroids, right? Performance enhancing drugs. But what they can do is obviously they can give you more strength and power and recovery, and that obviously is a big advantage. But Canelo's boxing ability is down to him being a talented boxer. That's not down to steroids, but the bit that can be down to steroids is the power. It is the power. So yeah, I'm not disagreeing. I don't think it's right. I don't think these guys should be allowed to do it, but unfortunately, the reality is, in every sport is corruption and drugs, steroids for so long now has been a part of sports. Even footballers have been taken them. It's huge in sport, man. It's a huge matter. It's a grey area where people don't really like to talk about. But yeah, he did get caught. No, I don't. I don't think Jake Paul can beat McGregor in boxing, but I don't know much about Jake Paul, to be honest. If I'm being honest, I don't think Floyd Mayweather took drugs. Yeah, I don't know 100%. I don't know him. I'm not around him. But from what I've seen, and if I had to say, which I'm saying now, it doesn't look to me that Mayweather was using drugs. He just got a natural fit body. He's very talented. But with someone like Canelo, there is suspicion with that. I mean, he's already been caught, right? I'm not making accusations because Canelo got tested positive for drugs, and the way Canelo is going up and down in weights, just destroying people, and the power that he's got, and the fact that he gets massive punches in the face, and he doesn't affect him, and that's where I think it's a bit suspicious. But at the end of the day, you know, if you took the drugs away, I think Canelo would still be a champion because he's just so talented. Well, yeah, yeah, that's a good point, Benny. And I think Mayweather really did bring that to people's attention about defense because Mayweather's got the best defense in boxing. But excuse me, at the moment, Canelo's defense is incredible. So it's but I see where people are coming from because people will say, well, if he's used steroids, then he's cheated, right? But then that is true. That is cheating, and I don't like cheating, and I don't think it's right. I think it shouldn't be accepted. But at the same time, deep down, the real people in boxing, the people in business, the people that run the sport, they must know that the people at the top are also using steroids. So it's a bit wrong just to out Canelo and go, oh, he's a drug cheat, because so many of them are doing it, and yeah, a lot of them are. I mean, my favorite fighter of all time, Manny Pacquiao, he's been being accused of it for years now, and he's never been tested positive as far as I know. And I don't want to believe that Manny uses steroids because he's another best fighter I've ever seen, one of the best. But yeah, man, it's a tough one, man. It really does make it awkward because it's a sport that a lot of us love, and you respect someone, you admire them, and then you find out that they've been cheating using drugs, and it's a bit of it makes you feel bad. It's a downer. You almost lose a bit of trust for that person because we can't help it. You kind of put that person in high regard, and then you find out, but then you find out that that it's going on. So if everyone's using drugs, the best guy's got to win. No, I'm not going to fight in the ring again, not unless I got offered a lot of money to do it and it was for a good cause. But the chances of me fighting in the ring um, are as good as the COVID-19 virus, being evaporated tomorrow. And I don't mean that. That's probably not a great analogy, but yeah. Yeah, there's also that as well. We've got to be careful because we've got to give him the benefit of the doubt. It might have been an accident with Canelo. That's what I mean. I don't like speaking about people and I don't know the facts. I wasn't there. I don't know what the facts are. And you've got to give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe that he did get set up. Maybe it was in the meet and he didn't know. So imagine being accused of something that you didn't do, right? That wouldn't be a nice thing. Like someone has set you up, put steroids in your water or food, and you didn't do it. That wouldn't be nice. So let's give him the benefit of the doubt. But like I say, steroids don't make you a good boxer. You know, being a good boxer makes you a good boxer, having the talent and working hard. But from what I know, is steroids give you more recovery. They give you, yeah, you can put on a lot of muscle. That's where it's can be unfair. But I suppose, look, man, in the sport, they should either legalize steroids, and then everyone's on a playing field, you know, or they should ban it out. Yeah, of course. Self-defense helps with confidence, and any of these things are brilliant. I've said it in my videos. Yeah, do a charity with another dating coach. Nah, these guys are not. They're not ready for me. They're not ready for Johnny Berba. I beat all these guys, all the dating coaches in a boxing match. It would. There's no point, you know. There's just no point. You never know, man. Could happen, man. Could happen. Someone might call me out, or I might call them out. But I've got a background in boxing, and um, I don't think I don't think they shape up very well with the Burbanator. You know, you guys are going to stir now. Look, I guarantee someone's going to try and stir this up, and I'll have someone calling me out. It will be cheesy. Oh man, that would be funny. That's a good question, David. Look, this is my opinion, right? Is it better to not drink alcohol on a date if you've got social anxiety? I would say yes, probably better, but I don't want to be rigid and say, look, there's nothing wrong if you want to have a couple of drinks, right? And you don't have an alcohol problem, right? You don't have a health problem with alcohol. Um, I think Mike Tyson, Shane, without a doubt. I think Mike Tyson would have. I think he would have. I know David Tour was tough, right? So I'm being careful. I have to think about my response, but yeah, I think Mike Tyson in his prime. I think he would have. He would have been too much for David Tour. He would have knocked him out. But who knows? Um, I don't. I haven't seen all of David Tour's career. I know he was a tough Samoan, right? But yeah, I don't think he would have beaten Tyson. And in the other corner, he weighed in at the trim and ready, fighting out of Paddington. He weighed in at a 200 pounds cruiserweight limit. The one, the only, the destroyer, the Bourbanator, Johnny Berba. I'm gonna start calling you guys out. I used to love it when Mayweather fought, right? I'll tell you why, right? Because he had so many fucking titles. When the guy was calling it out, it was like the resume was like that long. So it's like, ladies and gentlemen, fighting out of Grand Rapids, Michigan, the one, the only, pretty boy. No, no, sorry. He would say all that and he'd say, ladies and gentlemen, fighting out of Grand Rapids, Michigan. He weighed in at the trim and ready, 140 pounds at the junior welterweight limit. Ladies and gentlemen, the hundred, the featherweight champion, the super featherweight champion, the lightweight champion, the super lightweight champion, the light welterweight, the welterweight champion, the one, the only, pretty boy, Floyd Mayweather. You guys get me hyper now. So yeah, I always liked it because he's won so many belts. It takes ages to announce it. I just thought that was so awesome, man. Same with Manny Pacquiao. He's got so many different. Good night, man. He's got so many. Joseph can't hack it tonight. Look, we've got someone. I'm only joking, by the way. I'm just having a joke. If you've got to go, go. So the guys have got so many different belts in different divisions that when they call their name out, it takes about half an hour. So I found that amusing. Same with Pacquiao, fighting out of the Philippines from the province, weighing in at the. I'm trying to get it right. I'm usually good at it. Weighing in at the trim and ready, 140 pounds. The this the bantamweight champion, the super featherweight, the lightweight, the light waterweight, the waterweight, the junior middleweight, the one, the only, Manny, the Pac-Man Pacquiao. You guys crack me up. Just joined here, didn't realize it was dating, not dating boxers. You guys don't this. Floyd Mayweather. Oh man, don't get me started. This is what me and my brother talk about a lot. This would have been my dream fight. Floyd Mayweather versus Sugar Ray Leonard. Sugar Ray Leonard is one of my best fighters. I know I wasn't born in that era. It doesn't matter, right? My dad bought me for my birthday when I was about 21, 22 when I started boxing. He bought me a DVD with the Fantastic Four. It was amazing. Leonard, Hearns, Hagler, Duran. Man, do you know what? I'm going to take a chance, man. I think Sugar Ray Leonard in his prime against Mayweather, it would be a great fight. I think Leonard would win. But I know a lot of people will disagree with me on that. And sometimes my mind will go, nah, he can't beat Mayweather. Mayweather can't be beaten. But then I see what Leonard was on a different level. I think Leonard was a better fighter personally. But it would be a great fight and it wouldn't be easy. But you could argue, right? Sugar Ray Leonard did beat Mayweather's dad. He did beat, and I know people are going to say, well, Mayweather's dad wasn't as good as Mayweather, which is true, but it's still kind of showing you something. You know, he still beat one of the Mayweathers, and he come from that. You know, he beat someone from that style, and obviously, Floyd Senior was no joke. He was a world champion. Yeah, I think Sugar Ray Leonard. I think he would have beaten him on points. I don't think he would have knocked Mayweather out. I think it would have been close, but yeah. I can't speak on that, Benny, because I don't know that much about UFC, so I don't know who would win out of John Jones and Adesanya. So you guys will have to answer that. Well, Marvin Hagler for a start was too big for Mayweather, so that wouldn't really be fair. But I see where you're coming from. I actually might disagree with you on that. You know, I think that's tough, man, because Marvin Hagler was a middleweight. Mayweather was never a middleweight, so he's too big for Mayweather. But I actually think Mayweather might have beaten him because Mayweather loves people that come at him and try and knock him out and attack him. And Hagler's style was very aggressive, and I think that would have played into Mayweather's, you know, counter jabbing and stuff. But that would be a hard fight. I wouldn't argue with you on that. It's close. Did you know Marvin Hagler beat Roy Jones Jr. dad? Wow, you guys are. I thought I was giving you guys a boxing lesson. I didn't know that. No, wow. I did not know that. Wow. So Roy Jones Sr. That's amazing. I didn't know that. Well, I've done a new video, Saeed, right? I'm always scared of conflict and confronting people, even simple arguments, standing up to people. I get nervous. I used to get that and I got more confidence. So I can tell, Shane, I can tell you know your boxing and that comes across. That's great, man. I'm gonna do more videos on this channel about boxing for people like yourself and me that love boxing and stuff. But don't worry, guys, don't drop off from the channel because I'm still going to do videos on dating and social anxiety and confidence. I just like to mix things up from time to time. Yeah, these guys did 15 rounds back then. Most of the boxers today, with all the steroids that they're using and their nutrition and the training, they can't do 15 rounds, you know, even though obviously the guys today are amazing, right? It's a contradiction because in one way, yeah, they're fantastic, but a lot of them couldn't do 15 rounds like Hagler and Hearns and Duran and you know people like Muhammad Ali, Rocky Marciano, all the old school greats, Joe Frazier, all those guys, and there's many names that I can't think of top of my head. The guys today can't. They struggle to do 12. They couldn't do 15. So it's that's interesting. It kind of shows you a lot about the mentality. You know, it's not always about you know having big muscles or nutrition, all these things. If it's not here mentally in the heart, then you're not going to go 15 rounds. Well, it's terrifying the first time, the feeling of getting into a fight in the ring. It's frightening. You're very frightened. It's exciting. It's almost surreal. It doesn't feel real. It feels like you're in a movie. I felt numb and my heart and stuff, and it's a mixture of emotions. Um, so yeah, that's how it felt. Hearns Hagra is the most vicious 3 rounds in boxing history. 100%, 100%. That's historic. Yeah, they were great fights. I'm going to have to rewatch them, Lesbos. Riddick Bowe versus Holyfield. All those classic fights. That was a great era. You know, Lewis versus Holyfield. Holyfield versus Riddick Bowe. Another great fighter, right? Which my dad really likes, and he knows a lot about boxing. He's amazing, and he started watching him over the COVID, and then I knew about him, but he doesn't get mentioned enough. James Toney. James Toney. Oh my God, what a fighter, man! James Toney started at middleweight, went up to heavyweight, and I think he beat Holyfield. James Toney has got to go down as one of the greats. He, I I don't know what happened. Maybe Freddie Roach said he wasn't disciplined enough out the ring, but he was the most talented boxer that he ever worked with. He was amazing, man. James Toney's up there with all the greats. I love his style, man. It's such an it's such an it's such an attractive style to watch. There's everything he's got. He's got everything: defense, um, boxing ability, combinations. You know, sharp counter right hands. He has it all. Footwork. The only thing I think was maybe his lifestyle outside the ring with putting on a lot of weight, going up and down in weight. Right. If he'd have been more disciplined with that, he would have gone further. Michael Nunn, I know that name. I can't speak on it because I've not seen a lot of his fights, but I know the name. I know Michael Nunn was a good fighter. There are some fighters that I kind of missed their era. It's hard to watch every era. Yeah, James Toney was one of those fighters who was super relaxed in the ring. It was their home, but he was brilliant. Yeah, he beat none. He won the middleweight champion. Well, I know at the time, and I'm a big fan. Nigel Benn's one of my heroes growing up, but I don't think Chris Eubank. I think he didn't want to fight Tony. I'm not sure about Ben as well. I think they were kind of avoiding him. He wanted to fight them and stuff. He was making fun of them, and he was dangerous, man. James Toney was good friends with Mickey Rourke and stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna have to do videos on these great fighters and talk about them. I think I've seen that, Lesbos. I think I've seen that with my dad. That's a classic movie with Paul Newman. Someone that likes me up there, and it's yeah, Stallone probably did copy it. It's a classic boxing film. Yeah, I've seen that. That was really great film. Yeah, shout out to Mike McCallum. He was a great fighter. Is that the Body Snatcher, or is that we talking about John the Beast Mugabe? You know, doesn't get enough credit as well, man. It's a shame. Steve Collins, the Irish Steve Collins, the Celtic warrior who beat some great fighters. He beat Eubanks twice. He did lose to John Mugabe, but he was a really great fighter. Steve Collins, you know, he wasn't particularly a skilled boxer, but he was tough. He was intelligent. He had a lot of heart. Obviously, there was skill within what he did, but he wasn't as skillful as obviously wasn't as skillful as Calzaghe or a James Toney or a Roy Jones, but his toughness kind of outweighed that. He was a great fighter, man. I used to like Collins. Tony knocked none to take. You knocked out none. World title in 91 in round 11. Well behind on. Okay, I'm going to watch that fight. I haven't seen that fight. I don't remember it. Probably going to come to an end soon, guys. We've been going for about an hour and a half. It's usually around the time where it's kind of come to an end. But it's been great today. I've really enjoyed it, and I hope we've yeah, I did get through all the topics that I said I would today. It's good to talk boxing as well. For those of you that are not interested in boxing, apologies. You can always, obviously, I do other videos on the subjects that you are interested in, and I do mix up the stream. It's just that you guys have been talking about it and I like it, so I try and speak on what you guys bring up. Tony versus Jarov is another classic. I have to watch his career more. Does boxing knock the social anxiety out of you? It does. It does. It does. It gives you confidence, and it does help you to get over it more. So it does, yeah. Yeah, a couple more questions, guys, and then we'll call it a night. And it's been a good one today. I couldn't have done it without you guys. And then we'll do another one next Saturday. I'm going to be doing videos in the week as well. Make sure you check out the videos in the week on dating, relationships, social anxiety. I'll do some boxing ones as well. Yeah, I appreciate that, Benny. I'll do my best for that. Tommy Hearns versus Julian Jackson. Not sure if I've seen that. I've seen most of Hearns' fights, but that one I can't remember. You're welcome, Wicked Man. Yeah, some of the fights I'll have to do a video again on that. I really want to see Tank Davis fight. I'd love to see Lomachenko Tank Davis or Tank Davis Ryan Garcia. I'm gonna check Southern Comfort out, Lesbos. Lesbos, check out No Country for Old Men if you haven't seen it. That's a great film. My thoughts on Tommy Fury as a fighter. I can't comment on that because I've not seen enough of Tommy Fury's fights. I've only seen one fight, and it's too early at the moment. But anyone with the Fury name is going to have a good. It's going to likely to be good. So I can't really comment on Tommy Fury. I'll have to do that when I see more of his fights. But Hughie Fury's coming on well. Devin Haney, I've only seen one of his fights. He's a very good boxer. I'm not confident that he can beat people like Tank Davis and the others because I don't know if he's got the power, but we'll have to see. But I've heard a lot about him, but I don't know a great deal about Devin Haney, so I can't really speak on Haney. But he looks talented, but I'm not confident he can beat the other guys because I don't know if he's got the power. But I could be wrong. But he looks very talented, yes. But I'm more impressed with Gervonta Davis, to be honest. The power that he's got and the boxing ability, he's got frightening power. Yeah, that was a great fight, David Haye versus the Russian Giant. Just for the sheer size, I like David Haye. It's a weird one with David Haye. People kind of liked him and he got some criticism, but I thought he was good in his time. All right, guys, we'll call it a day, right? It's that time. I've kind of we've come to that point. Love you and leave you, as the Irish say. And I'll talk to you guys soon, man. Have a good one, and just do the best that you can to take one day at a time. Hopefully, this lockdown thing will be over. So, thanks for everyone coming on today. We had a really good one today, as always. Real good effort from everyone. It was a lot of fun. It did the job, and I appreciate all the support. And if you want to support the channel more, you just subscribe, or you share it with a friend, or you comment, or you leave your thoughts on a video, and you apply the advice that I give you. And I always say, right, when you become fearless, your life does become more limitless. And I know at the moment it's a bit hard to see a Lesbos. It's a bit hard to take as much action because of what's going on, but there's still things that you can do. You can still try and be better every day and all the rest of it. So always find fears to face. Keep working on your confidence. The more you face fear, the better you get. the more you do something, the better you get, and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, I'll see you guys soon. Have a good one.